I think we made about half a dozen predictions this time last year, and that was around agentic AI, AI governance, cybersecurity, and disinformation. Those four, I think, definitely became very important themes of this year. So I think out of the six predictions that I saw on my notes, those four definitely landed this year as really important trends. Cloud, we were talking about cloud, and I think that maybe the problem was that we kept cloud quite general, just saying, cloud computing will be an important trend. And I think that what really happened was cloud became subsumed by AI. So AI delivered across the cloud was an important trend. But to just say that cloud alone would be the trend maybe wasn't quite so accurate. And I think that we were talking about analytics as well. And I think that, again, I think that maybe what we didn't predict was how important AI would become to analytics. So automating analytics and business information rather than just saying that control of business metrics would be an important trend. So I think that there's definitely four out of six that landed, and then the other two I think were identifiable trends that we gave, but were just maybe needed more precision in how we had described them.
Yeah, I would 100% agree with Mark. I think that in the last two, in the case of cloud and analytics, I would give it more of a soft landing. Now, listen, both Mark and myself, Arena, as you know, travel around to different trade shows and conferences. The extent to which cloud and analytics are very much on the minds of individuals, executives, decision makers in the technology frame, in enterprise technology departments and infrastructure management, it's huge. Now, I think Mark makes a very good point. The key around cloud, the key around analytics is the extent to which AI can be supported by the cloud or the virtualized infrastructure, as well as the extent to which, say, in the case of analytics, they can be powered or they can be accelerated by the use of AI. But the reality is these tools, these elements are still very much on the minds of the decision makers right now. Going back to the four that Mark outlined, again, I think that we were pretty close. I mean, the buzzword or the buzz expression of 2025, the past 12 months, has very much been agentic AI, Copilot, agent assist, all these different elements in terms of what the technology can do in regards to making workers' lives easier and more efficient. Very, very much, I think, a big factor in terms of how technology tools are being procured over the course of 2025 and very likely to continue in 2026. I would just make a point around the cybersecurity element. One of the things that we're tracking in our research, and we have some research that's going to be put out in the next couple of weeks for 2026, cybersecurity is omni-important right now when it comes to the extent to which decision makers are looking at reinforcing their information security, the extent to which cybersecurity is going to play a major role in regards to oversight operations. This just becomes more and more important each year. This is not something that we've seen de-emphasized over the course of the past decade. And I think in 2020, 2025, this has been very much the case. And watch for this to probably be the case as we move into the new year.
I mean, if we're sort of talking about trends that move from what we talked about this year through into next year, I would say that cybersecurity is going to continue to be one of the important trends, but it will sort of develop into a need for the security of existing information, but also a need to understand the provenance of information that we are using. So in particular, things like training LLMs or small language models as well. Where is the information coming from that we are training the models with? I think that that kind of cybersecurity is also going to become extremely important because that answers the question around hallucinations. We've seen several problems this year. I think a good example is the toy market. If you look at the American media recently, they've been begging parents not to buy AI-enabled toys, because there's been several cases where toys that are designed to get to know your child and be able to interact and understand their name and what they like and what they don't like, so the toy can have a conversation. But they found that if you inappropriately talk to these toys, then the toy will learn and will then echo back these kind of inappropriate conversations. And so there is this need for security to also encapsulate this idea of provenance. Where is training data coming from? How are we training the AI models to actually work correctly?